When you go back to 2010, Obama had that famous press conference in which he said we took a real shellacking last night. For this president to not come out, not commit to a press conference, to talk to the press about what happened in the election, I mean, I don't want to use the words dereliction of duty, but it certainly does not conform with what we've seen in the past.
Well, he's going to need, I think, John, to communicate some kind of a message, both to his party and to the country, as to where his party, if it does turn out badly for his party, went wrong and why and what he expects to do differently. You can't just act as if nothing has happened. So one way or another, whether he does it in a news conference or some other means, the public is going to expect to hear from him one way or another about what he plans to do differently or whether he plans to do anything differently.
You know, I don't know if you saw, but we had Newt Gingrich on earlier who talked about 1994 and Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton overruled his advisors saying, if I follow your advice, I'm going to lose the 1996 election. I got a choice here. I either don't work with the Republicans and lose, or I do work with them and try to preserve my agenda and maybe win re-election. Biden doesn't seem to be going by that playbook in the least.
You know, this is something I've thought about a lot, John and Sandra, and that is this. I think the worst thing that happened to Joe Biden was the loss by the Republicans to the Democrats of those 2 seats in Georgia, which gave him a majority in the Senate he had not, I think, expected to have, and many of us also didn't expect that. Suddenly, Joe Biden had visions of historical sugar plums dancing in his head. That led to $1.9 trillion in spending, which I think reputable economists agree has contributed noticeably to our inflation. It led him to the left in his agenda because he was going to out-Obama. And look where it's led his party now. So I think, you know, he probably would not have been this kind of president had Mitch McConnell and the Republicans controlled the Senate. He wouldn't have been able to. And my guess is he'd have been the old Joe Biden we used to know in the Senate, who was ready to make a deal and work with the other side.
Fascinating analysis. By the way, I also wanted to get in here that Karine Jean-Pierre was asked about the president's comments about shutting down the coal plants across America. She said that his remarks were twisted, quote unquote. She says that he comes from coal country and is fighting for coal communities. Said it was loud in the room.
His remarks were not twisted. They were simply quoted accurately.
Exactly.
Indeed. Brit, great to have you
see
here
you, Brit.
today.
My pleasure. Nice to see you both.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.